Hey, I'm here with Heather today. Heather, tell me a little bit about your company, how you got started, and for how long you've been doing it.
Sure. So it's great to be with you, Nate. Thanks so much for the opportunity. My name is Heather Herrig, CMP. Those letters stand for Certified Meeting Professional. My business is Every Last Detail. It's an event planning and strategy company and agency located in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm the president and chief event strategist, which means that I get to work with clients and make sure that the events and meetings that they're building have a purpose, have a goal, and that we're really focused on meeting that goal and are very intentional all along the way with the budget we spend, with the resources that we have, the team that we employ, the vendors we use to make sure that we're meeting that goal. So I'm very privileged to do what I do. I love everything and all the clients I get to work with. So it's a pretty special field to be in.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your clients. Who is your target market? Who are you out there to help?
Sure. And I know I'm going to say the answer that everyone always says, don't say that, but really it's anyone and everyone. So I have a very broad range of clientele from those within the nonprofit space to the association world. More of my sweet spot is in the corporate market because we are able to be a little bit more goal driven and strategy driven in what we do. But I support clients with various sizes of events from smaller board meetings or retreats for executives up to, larger incentive conferences for sales generation and sales rewards for different companies up to, multi-thousand people convention in the association space. So really it is a broad sort of market and type of clients that I support. But really, again, my focus is if you are looking to improve your process, your convention, your meeting, your event, and really start thinking about things more strategically, start putting more into event design and intentionality, inclusivity, that's where I love to be, is really a consultant of support to you and your team and helping to make that even better, to increase your value, to increase your attendance if that's your goal. That's what I really love to do.
Perfect. Perfect. So just a short follow-up question. What is the largest event you've ever helped to host?
About 5,500, so 5,500 in that space.
Awesome. Awesome. So where is your goal? What's your goal for the company? Where do you want to take it long term?
So long term, I'm one of those problematic serial entrepreneurs where I have so many ideas, so many things I'd love to do. I think eventually with my company, I just love to see it grow. I truly believe in what I do. I truly believe in the power of bringing people together for a common purpose goal, providing a lot of value in that way, whether it's virtually, whether it's in person, where it's a blended mix of the two. So I'd love to see our team grow in the number of companies and clients that we can support. So kind of continuing with what we're doing, but just bringing it to a larger group of clients. But, kind of me, Heather Herrig, as serial entrepreneur, I have so many ideas about, virtual you hear of virtual assistants, virtual event coordinators who can support other event professionals with what they do, because we're really taxed, as kind of an entity, as an industry, we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of details that we're juggling. We've got a lot of clients and events that we're juggling. We're on the road half the time. So we need a lot of support. So I'd love to build something, a process, or, kind of a side company that provides a little bit of support as needed to other event professionals, other types of opportunities to help individuals like myself start event planning businesses, because there's so much talent out there. And I meet a lot of individuals who are interested in building a business like this, but don't know where to start. I'd love to be of support to them, to see them grow and succeed. So lots of other ideas too. I love this industry. I love what I do for clients. I love the other event professionals I know, and I'd love to help them succeed.
Awesome. Awesome. Sounds like you're very passionate about that. That's great. So with being a serial entrepreneur, this is one of my favorite questions. What are some mistakes you've made or lessons that you've learned that other business owners or entrepreneurs can learn from, irregardless of what industry they're in?
It's a great question, because there's a lot of pitfalls when you start out on your own. And I think that I'll have ideas and I'll get started on a new project, and then it will stall out because I'm really focusing on client work. And you hear that kind of maxim of in your business, on your business, and how it's best to work. And I think that for small businesses, for entrepreneurs, you might be hesitant to consider investing in resources, investing in technology that can help you with efficiencies, or investing in other individuals and those who can come into your business and support you. There's so much talent out there. There are so many small businesses that are designed to help other small businesses. I would say that's typically the mistakes I make, are trying to do too much on my own. I'm sure that's such a ubiquitous problem to have as an entrepreneur, but I would say don't be afraid to invest. Don't think that, oh, this is my cash flow. Investing these, it's not usually a big amount to make a big impact into your business. So don't be afraid to find partners and allow others to do what they do best to help your business grow.
Yeah, that's great advice. We have a saying within our coaching group that you need to really sit there and look and see if trying to save a wage is costing you a fortune. Is it really where your talents are?
Exactly.
Great, great. So tell me a little bit about in your entrepreneurial career, has there been a coach or a mentor you have that really stands out, and why?
So this is going to be another kind of, you may hear this a lot, I'm not sure, but I would say my husband is my biggest champion and my biggest supporter, and he's definitely the one that I can go to with any questions or to run things by him. And he's always there to say, go for it. Or he's there to say, do you have too much on your plate? Are you sure you can do something else? Maybe there's something you want to put to the side in order to pursue this. So it's amazing to have a partner that I can go to who can provide that kind of advice and support and mentorship, really. So he's also in the wine business, so it doesn't help also to be able to have these conversations over a glass of wine.
That's great. Yeah, I kind of sit in the same boat as you. I wear a lot of different hats for a lot of different businesses, and if I didn't have my wife supporting me through that, it would be so much more difficult to try and juggle all of that.
Definitely, and also to have somebody say, "Hey, I need to work late tonight because I'm doing all this stuff. Can you pick up the kids, or can you make dinner, or do all this stuff?" So that's also very helpful.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about what the future looks like for your business, and what type of challenges do you see moving forward?
So we're in a very interesting space still as an industry, with events and meetings, and coming out of COVID and this very odd post mid COVID sort of situation. We've done a lot of work over the past 2.5 years just to survive. And I mean that with everyone involved in live and virtual events. We've all really pushed ourselves to the limits just to keep going. We're constantly having to learn everything all over again. Things that we've known for 20 years, we're relearning because the world has changed. And so right now, the industry is doing this. My business, we're certainly doing this, where we're just trying to stay educated, trying to stay on top of current trends, what individuals are looking for in an event, in a meeting, how we can support our corporate clients with their goals. These are all challenges because, we were, I don't want to say coasting before, but we knew the world we were living in, we knew the world we were working in, and we do not anymore. And that's continuing to change. So I'd say as far as the future goes, we're just really trying to stay relevant and current with what's happening in the world, staying educated with that. So hopefully the future is full of opportunities to grow with our clients and to provide that type of support so that we can shift and change as the world is shifting and changing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can imagine the event planning industry probably had to make one of the hardest pivots out of any industry during COVID, because people just weren't gathering.
Mm-hmm. It was tough because we need that connection as human beings, and we need to learn from each other. We need to be around each other socially, but at the same time, having virtual events become the only option for me as an event designer and an event strategist. Knowing virtual, this is not new. This has been around for absolutely decades and decades. Being able now to justify and show clients, hey, this is a viable option now. Now you're forced into it, but now that we're out of that time where that was really the only option, it becomes an alternate, or it becomes a possibility to do both in kind of a hybrid event format. So, it really was certainly tough and hard at first, but it's also in the long term created opportunities for us to give clients the chance to broaden their scope, provide opportunities to be more inclusive, and allow attendees and participants and guests to experience something that they might not have been able to before. So it's been tough, but I think long term, if we're looking this as a positive, there's definitely opportunities that have come out of that are pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you went into this business, what is something you would recommend to a young person that's starting their first business in today's world?
My number one piece of advice to anyone starting any business is know what you do, be confident in that you are now taking this role as business owner, as president, as CEO, whatever you're going to call yourself. Own it, and do not be afraid to tell everybody what you're doing. Really own this position, own what you do. If you meet somebody and there's an opportunity to tell them what you do, and maybe a business development opportunity comes out of it, do not be afraid to tell everyone what you're doing, because you never know who needs that, who knows someone who needs that, where that could lead truly. I know for me, that was one thing I decided day one. I now have an event planning agency, and this is so rare, and I know how special this is. I had a client day one because I did that. I got an email from a former colleague asking a random question about travel. And I just said, hey, I can do this for you. And she replied, I was hoping you would say that. So I was just, because I just owned it and knew what I was doing, and now I had a business, I went for it, even though I didn't think, based on her question, that's what she was asking. That's what she needed. And I mean, day one, I had a client, and how many entrepreneurs and small businesses can say that, especially in a firm like mine, where it's a very consultative sort of situation. So just own who you are, tell everyone, tell the world, put yourself out there.
That's awesome advice. So tell me, how can people get in touch with you, learn more about your business, or just set up a call?
So anyone can go to my website, which is ELD, which is every last detail, events.net. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm very big on LinkedIn, Heather Herrig. I love connecting. I love developing new relationships. So even, we're not doing business. If you have any questions, things I can help you out with, or just asking a question about the current landscape of travel and events and meetings, I love to help. I'd love to be there as a resource.
Awesome. And I'll link all that information in the comment section below so people can easily find it. So my last question today is going to send us out on a high note. What is most inspiring to you as you continue to grow the business today?
I'm very fortunate to be a part of an industry that celebrates and welcomes young professionals into it. And we have a lot of opportunities in different organizations and associations that we have for students and things like that. And I just am so inspired by those who come in and have wonderful ideas, and that I can learn, now that I'm kind of in a different chapter and phase, in a more seasoned place in my career, I am so inspired by technology and by ideas on inclusivity and how to make events more engaging. And I'm constantly learning from my peers, and I just feel so fortunate to be a part of an industry that really celebrates that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Heather, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing more about every last detail. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Nate. Good to see you.
You as well.